know what? This episode is a 10 out of 10. And it's going down as one of my absolute favorites. And I'll explain why. Get your kid ass out of here. Okay, I know what you're thinking, Discord Jedi. You've gone crazy with this stuff. How in the world can you put this episode, Season 2, Episode 15, Super Squeeze 6000 so high? I mean, after all, we have the Luna episodes, Villain episodes, Discord episodes, and Fluttershy episodes, and yet somehow this is your favorite. And my answer to you is yes. Yes, it is. All right, let me explain. Let's take it from the top, shall we? Hello, I'm Discord, Jedi Knight, and the reason I enjoy this episode so much is simply for its lesson on honest work. If anything, this is a great metaphor for big corporations and their money schemes. Take advantage of real effort, time, practice, care, and how big business can come in and try to profit off other ideas. Now, while I love the fact that I'm in this particular episode, because of the Flimflam Brothers' eagerness to win, they end up losing. But in reality, a good 90% of the time, that's just not the case. A good example of this is, ironically, the fast food industry, specifically McDonald's, which has had several documentaries made on both its rise and its questionable business practices. It was once started by a family just wanting to sell its burger with some fires. But soon, a guy in corporation saw its potential for greatness, and after buying it, he turned it into a grand franchise to make as much money as possible. And while in The Founder, a great documentary I highly recommend, it was clear that despite not in the beginning actually caring, his greed led to simplification with machinery and as little effort as possible in producing said product, that it had become a shell of its former self, resulting in the most controversial processed food today. And yet, due to simple chemicals and convincing taste, it still, for a long, long time, was the most profitable franchise in the world. That was until the recent rise in healthcare and economic downfall. It has seen its hardship. Right now, with most preferring to find both healthier and cheaper options to eat at home than to eat out. And while this video isn't supposed to be about McDonald's, I really do feel as though, while this is a great lesson, it's a great metaphor for all this situation, even if it doesn't actually end in the same way McDonald's did. The heroes of the story didn't lose this one, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It all starts out with Dash waking up Fluttershy so they can get in line early before Pinkie hogs all the apple cider. Side note, I love the joke about Cider being the My Little Pony version of Bear in this. Anyway, cider season is when the Apple family makes their apple cider and begins selling it. But unfortunately for Dash, they just can't make enough of it every year to please every pony. Yeah, it's funny, I usually can't stand Dash. But honestly, when they use her like this, and not have her blabbermouth boast about herself all day, Dash is actually a great comedic element to the story. And I only wish this was how she was written more, and less so I'm the best. Yeah, I did a video explaining my thoughts on Dash. You can go check that one out if you're interested, but honestly, Dash just can't get a break in this episode. Well, due to this, a pair of sales ponies, Flim and Flam, show up, and I'm really like the Flimflam Brothers. At some point, I'm really going to have to do the character video on them. Like, not only watching them try to scheme, but get what they deserve for it. And then still have the guts to actually try to do something else to achieve their dreams. And I like their journey of finding out that only a legitimate business strategy is the best way to go instead of these shifty tactics. For example, in this episode, in all honesty, they were doing everything right with their machine. But when they saw there was even a chance of losing, they stupidly decided to forget quality over quantity, thus making poor cider that the whole town didn't like. Yes, I'm getting ahead of myself. So when they show up with a squeaky 6000, they soon make some apple cider that is arguably just as good as Applejack's, but in seconds. And honestly, they could have been a great business deal here. Grow beloved apples and then, using the machine, could produce cider in no time. I really like the debate you could get in here about the process of automation. Yes, hard work and dedication to creating something by hand is important, but it also costs a lot. And while, yes, it is usually of higher quality, sometimes to meet the masses, you need to either hire a lot more makers or automate when necessary. That doesn't mean the art of handmaking will die, but I will admit that in this day and age, that art has really subsided to the sidelines in hopes of making cheaper products for consumers. What's the answer here? Well, much like how I use AI to somewhat automate myself, letting it shed some of my time and fix my spelling and grammar, not to mention my voice. You see, I write so many scripts and am very personally busy in my day-to-day life that the only way to keep up with my YouTube videos is automating some of the process. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get a video out more than maybe twice a month versus the 8 or more I usually do with the rate I'm going. If I didn't automate it a bit, I wouldn't be as far as I am today. But I think the trick is just use automation sparingly where it makes sense. At the end of the day, I still have to go over the automated work and see if it fits my standards. But I still am self-animating my Discord figure and G4 and having a blast making art and slowly improving my skills. For me, I just found through my time of working a good middle ground where automating has helped me improve my videos. However, it doesn't replace my own artistic endeavors. But due to the deal being unfair, they decide to say no and end up having a big race whoever can make the most Cider wins. Twilight and the gang try to help Applejack, and when things seem like she might win, the Flimflam Brothers give up on quality and go for quantity, resulting in bad cider and losing the competition. At the end of the day, I love the ending and the lesson of the episode, but I kind of wish the Apple family decided to try again and make a more fair deal with the Flimflam Brothers machine and began automating their farm a little, in hopes of providing more. It could have been a good lesson on compromise. But at the end of the day, the lesson about quality over quantity, handmade versus machine is a good lesson to keep in mind, and I don't mind how the episode ended at all. So, can you not see why I downright love this episode? That, and let's face it, the darn song is catchy. Sing it, boys.
We're saying you got.
Aw, man, you're right, I don't want to get copyrighted. Darn copyright system ruining my file. Oh, well, you go check out that song. It's so damn catchy. Thank you for watching. Drop me down in the comments below your thoughts on this episode. And for that matter, here you can check out the other episodes I have reviewed. Like, share, subscribe, and remember, my friends, opportunity and friendship is magic.